progress.
Yep. Okay, first off, credit to Wake Forest, a really good basketball team. They got a lot of good players. They're really good. Obviously, we had a shot to win the game there at the end, and could have gone either way. And just unfortunately, the ball didn't bounce our way. There at the end. But really proud of our young men. Thought we did a great job defensively. Wake Forest, one of the best offensive teams in the country, and in the obviously I think the best numbers-wise in the ACC. We held them to 44% from the field and 27 from three. So I thought we did a nice job defensively. That one stings because we had the game, but that's the way the ball bounces. So credit to Wake Forest to do that. It was a good basketball game.
Questions?
Josh, what was your take on the officiating late? There was obviously a huge foul disparity in the game, huge disparity in free throws, and then several kind of questionable calls at best, 50-50 calls that seemed to go against you guys late.
Well, the Commissioner Phillips sent an email to all the head coaches, both the men's and women's coaches and the athletic directors this week about sportsmanship and about any comments on officiating. So out of respect to Commissioner Phillips, I'll not say anything because I have tremendous respect for Commissioner Phillips and want to follow his directives and orders. And so I'll leave that to, Mr. Brad Strickland, my bosses, Mr. Strickland and Mr. Bat, on that. But I got to follow the Commissioner's directions and orders of, not to say anything about officiating or, anything like that in a post game.
Josh, when you say you had the game, at what point did you start to feel like it at what point did you start feeling like that, you were losing control of it? Or when did you feel like you had it?
I mean, we had a 1 point lead, Ken, with 7 seconds to go. We were up, there, 5 or 3 it was, I forget, again, we're all run together. We missed a shot, they came down, scored, and I thought Kyle, we got the ball to Kyle right there, and and I got to watch the replay. I don't know if he bobbled it or whatever happened, but he had it. He just, because they were going to foul, he didn't even need to dribble it. But unfortunately, he lost it, and that happens. But then we came down, and they scored, and then we came down and scored, and we had a play right there. But I'll follow Commissioner Phillips.
Josh, you talked about that sequence, up a point with 31 seconds to go, inbounding the ball underneath Wake's basket. It seemed like Wake really amped up the defense. For those 3 inbounds plays, made all 3 of them difficult for you guys. So what was going through your team's mind when you're trying to get done there? Well,
they had a couple fouls to give. So they could be really aggressive because they had a bunch of fouls to give. So because of that, they could be really aggressive, and we got it in, and then they kept fouling, and then we got it. Kyle started on as one of our best free throw shooters, and we got it to him, and with 11 seconds to go, and unfortunately, we just didn't. The ball we didn't get a foul there. He lost it, and that's not Kyle's fault. Just things happen. That's just the way the kind of game goes. And, sometimes when you're snake bitten, we've been snake bitten because this has happened to us quite a bit this year, where some games just have not gone our way. We've been really close, and the ball just hasn't bounced our way. So, but credit to Wake Forest; they're a really good basketball team, and that was a tough way to lose for us.
Is there something that had you upset as you were coming off the court this afternoon, this evening, aside from the finish, of course?
I have tremendous respect for Commissioner Phillips, and he sent us, and I'm a real big believer in following my boss's orders, and Commissioner Phillips is a commissioner, and he sent out a directive to all head coaches, both men and women, men's and women's basketball and athletic directors, that you can only, sportsmanship, and all that. So I want to follow Commissioner Phillips' orders.
Coach, on the topic of physicality outside of the fouls, there was a that physical game under the hoop. Rebounding was a big part of this game, especially for your team getting 15 offensive rebounds. Is that something that you can look on, more positively?
Yeah, I mean, look, our guys, I would tell you what I'm really proud of our guys. It's not easy when you have, we've had a tough season. We've had a tough year. I mean, we've lost some games, and obviously it's been a tough season for us. But a credit to our young men. When we've had kind of the slide that we've had, it's very easy for guys to throw in the towel. Credit to our team, to those young men in the locker room. They've competed and played hard and have great practices. There's been no giving. I always say when you're on the ropes, you have two choices. You either get in a fetal position and just give up, or you're going to fight your butt back and whatever you can do to get off the ropes. And we've been fighting to get off the ropes, and unfortunately the ball didn't bounce our way on today, and unfortunately that just happens.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of our young men, because it's easily, when you're dealing with human beings and just some tough, when you go through a tough stretch when you're not winning, it's not easy. It's not easy, and so I'm really proud of our young men, and our staff has done a great job. And I've been very fortunate to have great bosses in Mr. Strickland and Mr. Batt be so supportive during that time too. So all that positivity, even during a tough time, has allowed our guys to continue to fight and stay with it.
Yeah.
What was the design of that last play? Debo trying to stay on?
Yeah, it was a home run play, and you can look at the replay at it, but yeah, I'm going to follow Commissioner Phillips's records. I mean it. Commissioner Phillips, I love him as a commissioner. I love him. He knows that. I would tell him right here, I love him. And so I have so much respect for him, and I would do nothing to never follow his orders. So I'm going to follow his orders.
Kelly.
What happened with Miles? He obviously seemed like he tweaked his leg or ankle or something.
Yeah, he
and
tweaked
then
his ankle, but I put him back in. He was fine, and when he tweaked his ankle at the end of that first half there, and then he ended up playing the second half. So, and look, I was proud of those guys. We started off a little slow. I think we were down like 16-5, and then I put in, I just subbed some guys. I felt we had a change of energy, and I put in, Jalen, Tristan, Davon, Javon, and Miles, and I thought that 5 gave us a good lift back, and then we had good energy to find a way to take the lead and really play well the entire game.
is there a situation where you're just having each game to find the 5 that work? It seems like that's where you're going.
I just think we're game by game, and we got a good, we got guys who, I think we've kind of settled in a little bit to a starting group. We started that group for the last couple games, and we'll just keep working at it, Kelly. And I've said it, our teams have always gotten better, usually the beginning part of January. Unfortunately, we've gotten better in the February, in this part of February. And so, I wish we'd played, we're just getting better like this earlier. But that happens. And so, but I'm proud of our guys to continue to stay fighting and competing, and we just got to keep staying after it.
Coach, Ty Appleby and Cam Phillips combined for 35 points today. What makes that backcourt such a tough matchup defensively?
Well, you got to give Cam. They're both really good players, and I thought defensively overall we did a nice job guarding them from, because they're a really high-level offensive team. We held them to 27% from 3 and 40% from the field overall. But Cameron, the biggest thing between those two was they were 13 for 16 from the free throw line. They made their free throws, and they're good players. Tough, hard-nosed guys. Credit to them. Credit to Wake Forest.
One more. Cam.
Could you comment particularly on Davon and Javon? They both did their jobs really well, it seemed like.
Yeah, I thought, look, Javon Franklin, 14 points, 15 boards. We had 15 offensive rebounds. That's been a staple of ours all year long, and I always believe that's an effort-based deal. And that's why I always tell you, besides the one game at the beginning of the ACC when I sent everybody back, that was on me in the Carolina. But offensive rebounding is all about effort, and our guys, and that's a great sign to show even when we've been struggling and kind of had the slide, we've you know, we've always offensive rebound. And Javon did a very nice job today, you know, and did a lot of great things, 2 steals, you know, 14 and 15. And then Davon had 15 points and 5 boards, 5 assists, and 2 blocks. So, you know, really proud of him as well too. So just really proud of all of our guys. Everyone contributed. Hard fought game, could have gone either way. I'm proud of our young men, and really wanted to get that one, you know, for our guys. You know, we've been working hard and we've stayed positive even through some tough times. But credit to Wake Forest, and could have gone either way. And we'll be ready to go on Wednesday versus Virginia, a very good Virginia Tech team.
Thanks, Coach.